Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi live noding. Today I'm going to do something that's a little bit more special. I'm going to do the matrix falling code kind of effects. It's a classic example, but we're gonna try to do it using animation nodes, maybe a little bit of Spherical. I don't know yet. Let's have a look. Basically, I was looking at this book, the book of shaders.com. It's basically like an online book. It's actually, I think it's open source. The book is keep getting updates time to time. Um, the books are kind of taking you through how to write shaders using GLSL. Although it's not like 100% related to to noding, this will actually help you to be better at doing nodes, because it's a kind of like functional programming. This GLSL can be useful also for if you are trying to write code for OSL in Blender for Blender cycles, open shading language. So this GLSL book is really handy, and I happen to come across this example. This is actually created by writing codes like a functions, and this can be kind of real-time and interactive as well. And like this, all these examples are interactive and they are all animating. And even though yes, it will be kind of complex if you never write like a programs, but this is like lots of functions that you will be dealing with, and maybe some math and some algorithm. It's challenging, but it's kind of like if you want to do it in a like a long-term kind of study, this is a good place to start with. And they're gonna provide example that's from a really simple example to something that's quite complex, and you can create some beautiful effects. Anyway, let's focus on this like falling codes kind of effects, something like you might find in the movie The Matrix a few years back ago. This code probably has been people has been trying to recreate these effects a couple of times. I think in the movie they have a few of these kind of effects. It's not just a single effect, but this one in particular is really useful. If you maybe I can zoom in a little bit. This is Mac. Okay, I'm zooming in my Mac, so even though it's pixelated, but you can kind of see this effect is quite. This is a quite nice recreations of that falling chord effects. Basically, here we have like a streams of like letters, stream of letters. Some falling down falls really quickly. Some's just almost static, but it's falling down slowly. And then we also have some variations of grayscale, and there must be some kind of noise, kind of pattern animation as well in the background. But that's really nice. This is really nice, and it's not using Japanese letter katakana. In the original movie The Matrix, they use katakana and then just randomly they randomize the letter slightly and then have all this code in green. If we quickly Google it for matrix falling code effects, we're gonna get some examples. There are a lot of fake one and not so good. I will attempt to do this in many different ways in animation nodes. I might actually made mistakes or something, but we will see. If I kind of analyzing the effects, looks like it's really it really can be just like particles falling down, and with that's leaving some trails of all kind of this aliens or computer kind of language. And there is a lot of details, and there's also some kind of depth kind of effect. So the letter is not necessarily 2D. It has like some kind of 3D kind of effects. So it's a falling particles with the original, the master particles itself is a little bit brighter than the rest. It's trailing. Yeah, that's probably the ultimate kind of setup to achieve this kind of effects, like a purely. However, let's take a look how we could probably fake that a little bit using animation nodes. Okay, so let's quit Firefox. We kind of get the idea. I don't have any preparations except for the Japanese letter, and I think did I have it right here? No, I didn't copy paste it. I might have prepared a code somewhere here. Let me take a look. Yeah, this is actually like a Japanese font. I should copy it and save it. Copy paste. Okay, it seems to be working in Sublime Text, so I'm gonna save it real quick. I got this by googling actually. This is Japanese katakana text. This is just the whole letters of katakana. In Japanese language, you have katakana, hiragana, and kanji. Kanji being the one that's borrowed from Chinese letters. Kanji is the most complex, but also one letter has lots of meaning when combined with other letters. While katakana is to represent the sound of foreign language, while hiragana is to represent the sound of Japanese language. So hiragana is there are just three different kind of character lettering in Japanese. Here you might already see one of my tests, but I'm gonna start from scratch. Okay. First of all, let's go to Compositing right away and delete the cube, hide everything. So trailing letters, you can definitely achieve this in so many different ways. You can even turn it into a single node that does everything. However, I'm more interested with a kind of how we can get there. Like there's so many different ideas you can explore just to achieve that kind of trailing text matrix kind of looking effects. It's a bit like water simulations, really, like a fountain of waters. Okay, animation nodes, new. Okay, where should we start? Maybe we start from looking at text, right? Text. We kind of wanna have random text kind of effect. So text randomize. Let's have a look. You probably already know about this. Turn off always, so it's a little bit faster. I will have text in the scene, text looking like this, and this is a random text node, and this node does something to the text. Object output. Let's plug this in, turn this on, and get this text object. And we have something that looking like that. Okay, that's nice. That's a random text, and then it's based on this alphabet A to Z. There are also other characters that we can have real quick. Like that's definitely the lowercase, I think. Yeah, A to Z. Same here. Same thing here. Let's debug it real quick. Debug drawer and look at the data. A, B, C, D. Okay, this is lowercase. This is uppercase. We have digit numbers. If you want to use digit, feel free to do that. And all the characters, but not characters like Chinese language, Japanese, or Korean, or Thai. I don't think Blender can do a vertical text, so that's a one unfortunate thing. I was thinking to do it just by using these characters. We can randomize the characters. So that's one thing, and then we can have different characters, and we can also adjust the length. You know what this means? Because this is already a node that does a lot of things. You can actually use it inside the loop and get a kind of like a variations or the factorizations quite easily. So that's one thing. Let's see if I should show you. Let's see, this is falling code. Actually, AN matrix falling code 001. I guess we should actually explore that. Just imagine this text, if this is just like a Japanese or Chinese text running down, or maybe Arabic text even. The text should be written. Okay, Arabic is like if it's a Arabic lettering, or I don't know, like a letter that goes from right to the left or up down. Yeah, Blender. I don't think Blender can do that. Maybe I was wrong, but it's not. The option is not here to write vertical text. Yeah. Anyhow, with this text, okay, we know we can have this random text. Now we can also split text. If you haven't known, or if you don't know already, you can split text, and you can. There's another one. Slicing text. This might be something you want to use. Let's see, is this a slice text as well? Text, split, join, trim. Okay, it's actually called trim in this case. Text trimming is also can be useful. Let's try. So this is your random text. If I plug this in and plug that in there, you know, here we can kind of slice the beginning and the ending. So that's also something that can be useful. Maybe like a typewriting kind of effects. Negative indices, auto end. Yeah, you might be able to use that as well. But anyhow, okay, where were we? Okay, text output. Okay, Japanese text. For Japanese text, we need to have like a special font. So I think we can turn it on here with the font. Okay, font. We have Blender font. This is the default. We need to have the Japanese font. So I already Googled it, and I found out there's a Google font that can deal with all kind of lettering from any language, and they call it Noto. This Noto, if you download the whole package, it's like 450 megabyte. but not all Japanese. There is a font that's for Japanese. This CGK, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. There's a Japanese text right here we can use for the matrix effects. So if we just copy paste this into Blender, you will see it will not be displaying a Japanese text, just like that. It's weird, like cannot find the lettering for it. So that's okay. We can take care of that real quick. Let's point out the Japanese font real quick. Regular, bold, italic. We just worry about the regular, I think. Let's point to that. So I have this Noto Japanese only and black, bold. Black, bold. Maybe bold is good, or medium. Let's try with medium. Noto Japanese medium, and let's just assign it here. And it doesn't seem to work. Okay, we need to bring it into this, into this character. We can copy paste. Let's do that. Copy paste. So now we have Japanese lettering, and it's being randomized. And if you can read Japanese, this can be like a weird jumbled out, kind of noise. Kutererisegu, and doesn't matter. It's just like a kind of random. But this is cool because you can have like text that's really long. It looks like quite sophisticated already, right? Because because I think Japanese lettering is quite beautiful as it is. Katakana, hiragana, and kanji has different kind of look, and it's kind of looks really complex. That's why it works for the matrix, and maybe for a movie like Ghost in the Shell as well. So anyhow, we worry about the falling rain kind of effects. So even though it's unfortunate that Blender cannot do a vertical kind of text, we gonna just use it for our matrix. We just gonna use this. Okay, we gonna fake the look. You know, we can also do one more thing. This there's a shift text shift, split, join, and trim. With list we have like a shift kind of, so this could be useful. I don't know if we can plug in the list. So text is not a list. Maybe we can separate the text. Split, join, trim. Just now I was thinking if we can kind of make the text kind of shifting. Maybe that's like another kind of details, but for now let's kind of make duplicates of this text based on random text. Okay, so we have random text here, and if we want to create a lot of text based on this guy, what do we need? We need object instancer. Okay, object instancer, and let's see. So this guy should be inside the loop, I think, my guess. So let's make like maybe 10 of this guy, and then W, loop through objects, and now we have this guy duplicated multiple times. So that guy, this is the instance, this is like the duplicates. Now let's see, let's let's plug these objects into the text object output. Now I think we do have all this random Japanese text falling down, but we need to kind of randomize the position. Okay, transform output, transform objects. Oops, sorry. Object transform output. Save, and then this objects plug in there, and locations we can use. Let's try random vector. So random vector will give like a random positions in 3D space. So let's do that real quick. So that can be maybe 10. How many do we have now? Height relationship lines. So we have random text falling down. Let's say if we have 100 of them. Okay, 100 might be too slow, but that's already started to look like complex, kind of like a water stream. So that might be a good thing. Even though the text is kind of sideways, that's okay. This kind of alright looking matrix stream, although you want to have here there's a couple of issues here. Not kind of issue, it's kind of, if you're doing it like this, it's okay, it's kind of, but it's a little bit limited in a way that you cannot really control the color of each text because they are a single object. If you want to have like a random text color that's more like a trails, like a fading text, you need to kind of think more of it. You kind of need a way to separate this text. Yeah, so that's another problem that we need to tackle. Although I kind of like this already. This is if we plug in randoms. So before we go random, I think let's cut that, and before we go with too many texts, let's simplify this a little bit. Let's use a line, for example, line mesh. We know that line mesh will generate points that goes in certain directions. By default, it goes in the Z. We want it. Let's see if we want the text goes in the green. Let's in the y-axis. Let's try that real quick. So it's a line. Maybe we have 10 steps. How many vertices? The number of total vertices is going to be the number of instances we're going to have. So we have control over that. That's good. Always start simple, and then it's easy if you want to increase the complexity. We need to plug in the vertices as position for each text. So turn on iterator, plug this there. Vector goes into position. Now, okay, we have it now. The points we are getting here to place the text is from this line mesh, so that's why it's like this. I can control the positioning, so that's one. That's a good thing. And at the moment the text is all the same. That's okay, we can take care of that real quick. Increasing the step will increase the number of texts. Okay, that's good. Now I want to show you that with this random text, as we have the seed and the length. Okay, the length currently is 80. And the characters can be also randomized here. That's actually important. If we want to randomize this instance of text, you know what? You probably already know how. You just need to plug in the index into the seed, and then we have random text, more kind of random. And with the length of the text, currently with the Japanese text, it has a different spacing between text, so you kind of have that already. But if you want more random, you can by randomizing the length here. So if you have like random number, let's say if you want a character length between 50 and 80, we plug into the length, and all we need to do is plug in the index into the seed, and once more we have a more random kind of text. And this is you have total control over the length of the text between 30 and 80 maybe, so that's more like the matrix. But you might already know that you either, so the matrix kind of text effect is like I said, it's like a falling rain or like a fountain of water. The text falls down, and there's this master text that keeps changing text. So the master, and then there's a trailing text, trailing letters, and the trailing letters is fading on and fading off. That's I think how I break down the effects. So it's up to you how much detail you want. From what we have already here, so we can randomize the length, we can randomize the of the text. If you want it to be trailing, let's see. Right, randomizing the node seed kind of give the effects. Maybe use text, join text. Let's see. Let's use time. Time and time delay. We want a different speed as well. Okay, I think we can use math to kind of offset the seed, so we kind of have the text looks like it's falling down, although it's not quite, but it's okay. Math, and here we can use multiplier. That's okay. Let's plug that in. Playback. So you will actually see some text kind of moving really fast, some text just a little bit doing nothing. That's alright. We need to increase the index number by 1. So now all the text should be running down. Okay, that's cool. So soon we're gonna replace the line with random. So here line maze, let's increase it, make it 20, and in fact, if you want it to be more random, you can add a random shuffle list. So we are shuffling, we can shuffle the vertices position here. Let's just shuffle it. Now we don't know which one is the start or the ending of the text. So there we have like a matrix complexity. File, save as. Sometimes you cannot see it from there. Maybe it's time to give this text a color. Yeah, let's do that. I think we are using Blender Render. If you are using Blender Cycles, you have more control over your text color. Wonder if I should use cycles for this. Maybe I should. In fact, with cycles, you might be able to randomize each the fade in and the fade out of each letter. Okay, let's do it like this. So we have text. I'm gonna give it a color, green as the matrix, like the matrix. Shadeless. Oh, we maybe need the shades. Doesn't matter. Turn on object color. And now here's a trick. If you turn on copy from source and you get the text object and turn on deep copy and turn on copy for object as well, now the text can grab the materials. Now the instance grab the material from the original text. So that's a quick trick for you. Can be useful. So now we have random. Okay, we have everything ready, so we can replace this line with a random positioning. Plug that, plug random vector there. Okay. This is the original text, we can hide it as well. If you want the text to be in the correct alignment, we should actually rotate it as well. Rotate it in the, let me guess, Y, 90 degree. Now it's more likely. It's text falling down. You can slightly rotate the text, but that's okay. Leave it like that for now. So if we increase the number of texts, we're gonna get the matrix kind of effects. We don't need to shuffle this and we don't need to vector. It's okay, we can leave it there. How many instances do we have? We can control it right here. 100 of them. It's looking kind of right. Can be a little bit slow, but that's okay. That's a start. This is a start. I think there's a couple of matrix effects in that movie anyways. The trailing codes is the most complicated. It's almost like making a rain simulations, but this is the other way. So instead of single green, we can have a multiple color green. So object color, we know it already. We can randomize the color using object attribute output. Yep, that's the one. Objects plug into the objects. and for each one we can give it a random color. Value has wrong type. Okay, there's I want to show you this first. Combine color. This will output color data, but it's a 4 type of color, 4 floating values. I wonder if this works. So it seems to be working. Turn on the alpha. We can randomize the alpha as well. The hue. Yeah, we can control the hue. I'm wondering why all of them is kind of green. There might be a bug or diffuse color. Oh, because this is the object material, it's not the object, not this color. I have the object color on, but it's not affecting this guy, diffuse color. Interesting. Let's quickly check the hue. If I randomize the hue anyway, let's do that. Random number and plug in the seed index into the seed. It's gonna give random number for the hue. Now each text really supposedly have different color because it's taking the object color, but since this guy is a text, it doesn't seem to be taking the diffuse color. It's not changing the diffuse color, so I don't know. Maybe I'll make it shadeless. Shadeless didn't make any difference. I have a feeling that if I plug in these objects to there, attribute not found. Material. Maybe this guy should be white. Yeah, that was my mistake. File save. Okay, now we have like a rainbow color matrix. We can leave this as color. That's okay, that's what we want. Apparently the diffuse color is mixing with the object color. That's why we are getting a weird kind of color just now. So now that I figure it out, it's all good again. Specular if you want. Okay, so now we have like a falling rain matrix in random color. If you want to stick, if you're a purist and you want to just like a matrix green, we can do that. Let's see, for the background as well, currently it's the default color gray. Maybe you want it to be green. Switch to only render and switch to world background, and now we can change the background to green. If that's what you want. I don't know, maybe in the movie it's just black. I can't remember, and I probably need to watch the matrix again, or somebody can remake the matrix using Blender. Paper sky looks good. Dark green, so everything's green except that we have like a rainbow color here. We don't want a random color rainbow, so in fact what we need is plug this into the value, and here with the hue we need a green hue. So red. I wonder what's the color for the green in the hue. I'm gonna reduce this to 10 and just quickly desaturate it slightly, and then 0.88 with the hue. Let's get a greenish color, not blue, not, that's the green. Okay, 0.27. That's nice. We can randomize that guy. Maybe you don't want things that's looking black, so give it a little bit of color. Okay, that's cool. Let's increase that random factor to 100. So 100 units and text falling down. Even though it's just a fake text running down, this is alright for now. Increase it to 100. Back to where we were. With the length, if you're that far, you want to have more. So the length can be between 80 and maybe 200. So it's getting better looking, I guess. And with that far away, you might want to have more of this, 500. So it's a big number and Blender will slow down, and if it's common things like if you are doing complex effects, you will have a bigger number, and as the number gets bigger your computer will slow down and you will need to kind of bake the whole things. You need to bake out the data, and then you need, at some point you need a way to make this more efficient. Maybe 500 is quite large, but it's still working, and I will not attempt to do any more than this. Maybe random number scale 100 is too big, maybe to make it 40. So if the text is a little bit closer, it looks more like the matrix kind of falling rain effects. In reality, if I want to make this more detailed, really, we can use a proper particles, and you know that with animation nodes you can actually duplicate particles. Normally you cannot instance particles, but with animation nodes you kind of can instance particles, and you make the if you can think of it like you make a single particles as well, like a falling code, the single particles falling down, and the particles is instancing all these letters, so that's gonna be easy. You can use Blender instancing, and then for after you have that kind of effects, falling particles, and then you have one, and then you duplicate it using animation nodes, and yeah, you will get what you want. So let me full screen this guy. So there, here, of course, if we switch to another view, we lost the world background. Okay, we have it back. Let's turn on ambient occlusion. Doesn't seem to have much effect, so just turn it off again. So we have this guy. What else? I'm thinking to grab the timeline. It's not that. Hide this. Okay. Switch that on. Turn this into timeline. Turn on playback. When we are using the particles, I think particle is a definitely much better way to handle this. I think Blender won't mind 100 particles. Currently it has hundreds of text objects. A little bit slow on my Mac, but that's because this is a quite heavy scene. But we kind of get that kind of look, kind of like complex matrix falling codes, and it's all in Japanese. It's like an alien language, and yeah, I think I kind of like this look and quite happy with it. Yeah, even though it's sideways, that's okay, but this seems to be working quite nicely. So there you go. Matrix falling codes effects recreated using animation nodes. if you feel challenged, you can do the particles thing. If I have time, if I want to do that, I will do it with particles as well. You will have like the perfect matrix falling codes effect. I believe this is one of the effects, and it's quite nice. It's actually random, and if I play it back, it's maybe quite slow for now, but it's okay. I will probably render this out. Okay, there you go. Today's live noding is recreations of the matrix falling code effects using animation nodes. If you like this video, you can leave likes, you can leave a comments as well, and give me some suggestions, and let me know what you think, and then please subscribe to the channel, and then hopefully I will make more videos like this in the future. Thanks again for watching.